I have my assistant tour guide in the back of the train, Stephanie, that's going to help us point out some animals for you. Say hi to Steph.
Hi.
Hi.
Now, for your safety, please remain seated at all times with your heads, hands, and feet inside the car, and please refrain from eating, drinking, or smoking during our journey.
That was for you to mister.
Are you guys ready for a ride on the wild side?
Yes.
Okay, let's go have some fun. Now, here at the Bronx Zoo headquarters of the Wildlife Conservation Society, we are dedicated to saving wildlife and wild places around the world. And today I'm going to be taking you on a wildlife tour of Asia, which will include India, China, Cambodia, Nepal, Pakistan, and Indonesia, all without ever leaving the Bronx. And we begin our trip by crossing over the Bronx River. The Bronx River is 23 miles long. It's the only freshwater river within the city of New York, and it provides a habitat for ducks, turtles, fish, migrating birds, and the occasional basketball. Now, Asia is the continent with the largest number of deer species, and it is well known for its deer diversity. If you take a look over towards your left, you're going to see one of our black buck antelope. Now, at this time of the afternoon, all the animals have migrated all the way down to the left, and we'll catch up to them in about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll see more black buck antelope, maybe. But the black buck antelope is the smallest antelope in Asia. They only stand 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and a mature male will have a darker chocolate brown coat with long spiraled horns, while immature males and females are tan and white in color. Now, we also have Barasinga deer, which is a large honey-colored deer, also known as a swamp deer. And in the Hindi language, the word Barasinga means 12-tined, because the males can have 12 to 14 points on their antlers. Now we're going to catch up to these animals in about 8 to 10 minutes. We also have spotted access deer back there, we'll see in a little while. And they've been exhibited at the Bronx Zoo since 1899, and I'll point them out to you in a little bit. Now, the huts we're about to pass represent an important conservation story which involves the Barasinga deer.
In 1970, there were estimated to be only 66 of the Barasinga deer remaining in central India. But this population was saved by the cooperation of the local Indian community. Like the shacks you see here, there were many small farms using space in and around India's Kanha National Park. These people were coming into contact with the deer and the tigers that were also living there. Through cooperation with the Indian government, local communities agreed to relocate their villages. By moving, the farmers still had land to farm, but the tigers and their prey got more room to roam.
Like the dinosaur and the dodo bird, we all know that a species that is extinct is lost to us forever. The next animals we're about to see were on the brink of extinction. In fact, the Mongolian wild horse was extinct in nature and could only be found in captivity. Now it looks like the horses are up the hill, so we're going to try catching up to them. Actually, no, they're down here, all the way to your right. Now, captive breeding of the Mongolian wild horse began with a group of 28 horses in 1901, and the Bronx Zoo received its first horses in 1902, and we have maintained our herd ever since. The Mongolian wild horse is the only true species of wild horse that's alive today, and its appearance differs from the domestic horse. It has a stockier build, shorter legs, and an erect mane, which resembles a mohawk haircut. And that mane is also missing the forelock, the piece of hair which normally falls in front of a domestic horse's forehead. Now, captive breed, the Mongolian wild horse has a long and rich history, which is well entwined with our own human history.
The first accounts of Mongolian wild horses come from rock engravings, paintings, and even cave drawings that date back more than 20,000 years. And the first written accounts were from Tibet, sometime around 900 AD. But these horses remained largely unknown and unnamed to the Western world for many years. During an expedition to Central Asia in 1879, a famous Russian explorer and naturalist, Colonel Nikolai Przewalski, encountered the horse in western Mongolia. Because of his discovery, this species is also known as Przewalski's horse.
Now, in recent times, there has been some successful reintroduction into the wild in parts of Mongolia and China from herds of horses that were bred and raised in North American and Asian zoos. Now, as we went through that first exhibit, you may have noticed that some trees are wrapped in wire, and that wire is there to help protect the trees from the animals. Some animals like to eat parts of the trees, and others like to rub their horns or antlers on the bark of a tree. If the trees get damaged, they can die, And since they provide shade and shelter for the animals, we try to protect as many trees as possible. Take a look over to your left. Along the left-hand side fence, you'll see one of our brown-range deer. Then take a look directly in front of you. Follow that fence to the right, and you should come into contact with some more of the brown-range deer. Now, they get their name from the look of the male's antlers, which form a brow shape in front of the deer's face. Now, these deer are considered to be vulnerable